Okay.
Good morning, everybody. This is another episode of Maths in the Shed. We're going to look at fractions again today, and we're looking at some key questions on the new AQA exam paper, which is working out the shaded part of a given image. So I've got here a 6 by 6 square, 6 by 6 square, which has altogether 36. Lots of them, 36 squares. So the examiner would be kind to you in the foundation paper. They probably just colour in half of one of those little squares, and you'll be asked to write down as a fraction in its simplest form what would this half of a little square here represents. Well, this square in relation to the image, the whole image, represents 1 out of 36. In fact, every single square here represents 1 out of 36, 1 out of 36, and so on. If you colour in half of 1 out of 36, what do you have? Looking at it, I can see I can split my image here into, if one of the squares can be split into 2, and I've got 36 lots of them, that means I can have 72 lots of halves here. So actually, I've got 72, which is the total number of halves I can split this image into, and only one half has been shaded, and that will be a fraction in simplest form for the image shaded. This is one of the simpler questions. You will also...
I understand that.
Good, good. So, when it gets to thinking of it not just through images, through keywords and what they mean in maths, off implies multiplication. That is key. So, when you multiply fractions, all we do is this. We times the top numbers together, and you times the bottom numbers together, and you don't care whether they're the same or different. It's just ruthless. You multiply 1 times 1, you get 1. You times 2 by 36, you get 72.
So, for example, if I'm doing half of 136,
yeah,
I could replace that with half times 136.
Yes, precisely. All you do is instead of looking at the images and how many halves you can split it into and all that, you could straight away note, because we're using that key word off, we're using off, which is multiplication. We could just multiply the top and bottom and you get your answer. They could make it more difficult, however. So they're gonna also try and trick you. So they're gonna make it, possibly, they could ask you to do this now. So they could say to you, write down in the simplest form the shaded part of this image. Now, you've still got a 6 by 6 square, which is, you've got 36 lots of squares here, but you've got one of them fully coloured in. So you've got definitely 1 out of 36 here. And you've got half of 36, which we worked out earlier, which is 1 over 72. Now, there isn't just one way of doing this, but the way I would do that is, I will just do it using adding fractions. What I notice here is, my denominators are different. So what I've got to do here is, I've got to make sure I find the lowest common multiple of 72 and 36. I know that if I double 36, I get 72. So my lowest common multiple, which is my common denominator, is 72. Then I need to find the equivalent fractions. Well, the first one, if you just leave it the same, is out of 72. The second one is out of 36, so you've got to double that to get to 72. So you've got to do the same to the top to get an equivalent fraction. So 36 doubled is 72. Double 1, you get 2. And your answer is 3 out of 72. And if you think about it, I've coloured in 2 extra halves here. So when you add 2 extra halves to the half I've already coloured in, I'll get 3 lots of them, which is what I got here, which makes sense.
Perfect. Can that fraction be simplified?
Well, to simplify it, fractions, the way I do it is, I look at both, the top number and the bottom number. The top number being numerator and the bottom number denominator, and working out what times table are they both in. So, the only one I can think of is possibly 3. Let's check it out. So you've got 30, 60, and you've got plus 12, which is 72. So yeah, so it's 10, 20, and then you've got 24. So it's 1 out of 24, simplified.
Okay.